here that I've already had put some cucumbers in. It's water, vinegar, about half and half, and adobe and sugar. And what you do is you just kind of slice them up and you leave them in the fridge. And about an hour later, they're all ready to go. I like to do kind of 1/4-inch thick slices. Makes it nice and crunchy. What I don't use goes in the food grow bucket. Put that over there. And it's real easy. You just drop them in here. And these make a great snack, very healthy for you. So I picked these this morning. I gave about 3 of them away to the neighbor. I already cut one in there, so this will be 3 total. And if you've seen the picture from earlier today, then I got plenty more to go through. I have jarred up about 7 jars of this. So when they are no longer producing, we can go to the jars. I'll probably do a couple more. Just sprinkle some dill wheat on top. So Michael sent me this really nice, comfortable shirt. The material is really nice. So I might be wearing this for my workout tomorrow. So I've got the cucumbers all ready to go in the fridge, and they can just stay in there. There we go. So now we're getting ready for the squash. So first of all, I wash it. So this is about the size I like to grab them, forearm size. You know, they'll get bigger, but then they get a little harder to really cook. So the first thing to do is I'm going to make the flour that we're going to dip the squash into. I'm trying to get rid of that. So we're going to actually probably cook the entire squash. Now I do it in slices, but you could cube it also. But it's just the slices that are easier to handle. So about 3 scoops of flour, and then there's going to be a lot of salt. So I use my measuring device here. Salt is very important. Keep a lot of this on hand. Also, I did a little stock up here while I was at the store. So I picked up, let me see, there we go, some Crisco, which I like frying in. 5-pound jar of peanut butter and eggs. And then the Keystone, I got beef and a chicken. The reason I buy the beef Keystone is their best by date is far better. And then I got maple syrup, ketchup. I picked up 6 cans of these little ones of peas and carrots because when I make the potato soup, I like to add these in here, and having a full can of each is too much. Also, I ran out of relish one time, so I always make sure I pop some relish. And then I got some sea salt by the seashore. So the salt's in there. Next thing I add is fresh ground pepper. You can just buy it and put it in there. I like the grinder. Little wrist exercise there. Little paprika. To add flavor. Then we end up getting different types of spices sometimes at where we go. This one here we got at the Outpost in Utica. And then this one here, it's Marty Embry's From the Court to the Kitchen. So a basketball player that buddy of mine that I went to high school with, he was a couple years younger than me, Walter Downey, played with. And so he told me, hey, you know, why don't you pick that out and help the guy out? And I said, sure, not a problem, because I like spices. So you can put the cover on it and shake it up even a little bit more, but I find just this is sufficient where the word actually means something. Get the spices mixed up really well. Next thing I'm making is going to be what we dip the zucchini in first. So we start with an egg and milk. Woo. And this is what we're going to dip them in. Remember, Fairlife Milk, my sponsor who isn't. I got to keep remembering to keep bugging them. But I like the Fairlife Milk because it's half the sugar. And I'm going to put another egg in there. Don't think I have enough eggs. Let me see if I catch up here. All right, everybody saying hi to each other. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, the more spices you can add, the better. Well, for the most part, yes, you want them to be tasty. So these are going to be things we're eating to get ready for dinner. And I'm kind of excited about dinner because it's also from the garden. We're going to pop a second egg in there. And this is what we're going to dip the zucchini in, the slices, and then I'll cover them. And then they go to the frying pan. And I put spices in there too, just to help it out. So basically, the wet dip, dry dip. We're going to cook them in this pan. Then we use a combination of olive oil and butter. Here is green beans, fresh from the garden. Wife's got the green beans in there. She got sliced onions in there. And then we will add some bacon once I get that partially cooked, but that's for later. So what I do is I bought this olive oil when they had it on half off, 3 liters. So I use that for a good base, and then the rest will be butter. You can slice it up, but initially I'm going to put a lot in. I may add small amounts later. Alrighty. And we do it on a medium heat. So, cherry Kool-Aid. Let's see what I got going on here. Just finished up supper about 20 seconds ago. Chicken tenders, sweet potatoes, oh yeah. A nice little salad. That sounds good. Green beans are up there. My favorite. Sweet corn is my number one. Ready. I try to keep zestful about that. Got flour put away, got that all in there, so now time to get this ready to slice up. So remember my sponsor. Got Cutco knives. So Lucky O'Day. I really like these knives. For the money, I believe they're a really good deal. It's got a little on growth. I just wanted to remove off that area. I don't peel the skin off it for the most part. Like I said, everything goes in the food bucket. I try to slice them thin and not keep going on an angle. Now I cook the seeds and all because I do pick these early. The seeds are not overwhelming. So there's a nice slice of just pure nutrition. So I'll keep that in the batter for right now. So basically it's just milk and eggs and some spices. And it's just to help the flour adhere to it. So let's nutritional value of yellow squash. All righty, so I'm gonna pop this up here so I can read. So, amount per 196 grams. So 32 calories, not per slice. 4 milligrams of sodium, which is non-existent. Potassium, 514 milligrams, which is 14% of your daily needs. 7 grams of carbohydrates. 2% of that, there's 8% of your dietary fiber. And also 2.4 grams of protein, so 4% of that. So it is a source of protein. Vitamin C, 55%. Iron, 3%. Vitamin B6, 20% of your daily need. Magnesium, 8%. And calcium, 2%. So that's what we are getting from the squash. So now let's look at cucumbers. All righty. So very low in calories, of course. But you get about 4% of your daily potassium, 3% of your daily fiber, and 4% of your daily vitamin C. Also provides small amounts of vitamin. There we go, I'm back. Just shared your stream on my Facebook. Not that anybody will care. Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, I should be doing that too on my Facebook. I used to remember how to do that. I'd have to get my phone. I hate to move the phone. But let me try something here real quick. So I don't mess things up. Well, I was thinking, hopefully I haven't messed my eggplant's in the same family as squash. Stuffed eggplant with some ground turkey, onions, peppers, and a little cheese. Actually sounds pretty good. Ark Wildland Survival, how you doing? So we're cooking up some squash. This was my little store payday prep haul. So pretty much on a medium heat. So I've got it here in the milk and egg batter. And then now I'm just going to lightly bread it. And from there, goes into the frying pan. I can hear my live stream. So I'm trying to see if I can share it on Facebook. So Ark Wildlands in here. This is the shirt I got from Michael. Body beat down. Just do it to it. And generally, we eat these about as fast as we can cook them. I got yellow squash also. Remember my sponsor, Cutco Knives. Should be getting another knife from him pretty soon. I'll shoot him out an email. You want to keep it at a medium heat, because if you bring the oil up too high, then you end up burning the oil and the butter. We don't want to do that. The timer, I'm trying to be a little more accurate on it, but I just kind of got a feel for how well it's going to be. So to kind of go over it, got the peanut butter, great source of protein. Costco, you need stuff to cook with. I also buy olive oil in large quantities and butter. Keystone meats, because generally their best by date is 5 years out instead of 2. I did pick up some Armor All Spam. It's baked ham, which I'm going to try. So I only picked up 2 of them. Pure maple syrup, great source of natural sugars. I picked up 6 of these because when I make the creamy potato soup, this is a great addition to it. And this is like the right amount. Picked up some more relish and some sea salt. So it was just a quick payday prep, as you would call it. Because I'm kind of ahead of the game, I don't have to go and break the bank. If you have any questions, any ideas, go ahead and feel free to share. Thanks for the thumbs up, everybody. I appreciate that. Thank you, AT&T, for still keeping my signal. Appreciate that. We'll see how long it lasts. And then what I do is serving dishes. Now, generally what I'll do is I'll put them on a napkin first, let some of the excess butter and oil get off it. And then I will get some feedback from my professional food tester and see if I have enough spices in there. When I did it last time, I don't think I had enough in there initially. So I think I went a little heavier this time. I hope I did. So I thank everybody for hopping on the live stream. We appreciate everybody watching my videos. I'm going to try to get more of those out there. Besides doing the lifting outside and the throwing outside, and the lifting in the hallway, I'm probably going to bring some of my curl bars up so I can get that in there also. Kind of kick up the level of activity even a little bit more. tomorrow I'll be live streaming from the gym. Big Bench Monday. We'll see how that goes because I mentioned on Friday. But I plan to have more calories in me today. So I'll have more energy tomorrow. So I mean, basically we'll eat the squash, and then I'll cook some bacon up for the beans, and then we're gonna have some other things we'll be cooking up later on today. Probably won't be on the live stream. I've been doing good, keeping things moving and doing different things. It's hard to keep thinking of new things, but it's all good. Yeah, thank you, Michael. Appreciate it. And I do, and I'm enjoying it. And I'm finding my fitness level maybe is even improving more so now. Sometimes you just can concentrate on a certain lift and get really good at that, and then you kind of ignore the other ones. I'm going to try to keep from doing that. And once winter comes along, I'll probably be stepping up the gym even more. Just try to keep myself in top physical condition. I kind of like the way that I feel when I'm at the gym and working out. I definitely know I don't like the way I feel if I miss a workout. I'm going to flip that over there. The first one usually takes the longest to cook. And I'm using a smaller pan. Last time I was able to cook like 3 of them at the same time. But then you have to use more oil, you use more butter. And I was hoping to avoid that. I'll let it on the other side for a little bit more. Like I said, you could cube it up and do the same thing. Yeah, make it kind of like a casserole mat. I did cube up and blanch 3 of these earlier in the week. I got 3 more I'm going to have to do that with. And I got one I probably should have picked, but I didn't want to pick 2 in the same day. So I tell you, it's just so good. You just don't get this type of really good food from the market. For the market, it's too old. It's been in transit for weeks. So the first one is cooked. Basically how it looks. I'll let it cool down and then get the input from my professional food taster. So I'm thinking maybe we can bump the heat up a little bit. Just a little bit. I think I could squeeze 2 of these in here. There we go. Just doubled the production. Might still be a little warm. Tell me how it is. So I got 2 of them going now. You can see how you start slicing on an angle. And that's just because it's kind of natural with a knife. I'll try to fix it, but it is what it is. I want these thin so they cook up quickly. If I make them too thick, then you almost have to end up burning them. And you don't want to do that. So I got that. Got the green bean getting ready to go. That'll give me an idea. The jalapenos I picked the last 2 days. There was more on the vine, but I left them on there. I'll be slicing up a bunch of these tomatoes for our dinner too. I'll get a couple a day. They will pick up as the season gets a little bit later. Tomatoes stay green for a very long time when you've got a lot of sunlight. And now, as the days are going to start getting a little bit shorter, they'll start ripening up a little bit sooner. You know, you can pick them when they're like an orange and put them in a bag for a couple days. They'll turn red. I try to get them when they turn that color. So it doesn't take long. Oh, my connection is unstable. No, I'm paying too much of that. So it's a cloudy day, and every time the sun pops up, I get the old, your connection is unstable. No, but I think it's working out pretty well. So yeah, there's going to be more push-ups coming along, more lifts outside, more. Tomorrow I think I'll even, the weather allows it, after my bench, I might go to the high school and throw on the pad. So yeah, the one plant, that's about the size of the tomatoes are on the one plant. On the other one, they're much larger. And those are really great for like hamburgers and things like that. So far I've only picked one off that big plant. And I had that on my sandwiches on Friday when I was working. Boy, were they delicious. So the smaller ones are great for canning. Like Roma tomatoes are like your best canning tomatoes. What I am doing is about every day I'm taking 2 jars of canned tomatoes that I canned probably about 8-9 years ago. And I'm dumping them. One actually still looked good, but I'm just not going to test it. And I'm cleaning those out, and then I'll have a live stream probably on a weekend, because canning does take a little bit more, but where I'll can some tomatoes up. And then maybe I'll even make some salsa. I used to make my own salsa. It's a zesty salsa. It's a pretty easy recipe. I do have some churro out there that I can chop up. The onions, green peppers, jalapeno peppers, and tomatoes. Basically what it consists of. So, and I'll probably be able to make some pretty hot ones, because as we found out, those little lime green ones that I planted are a bit hotter than the jalapenos. I wouldn't say they're hot. I added some zest to breakfast. There it goes. Yep, sun brightened up. There goes my connection. Point, AT&T will probably realize I'm having too much fun. So now let's flip these over. Sometimes the trick is getting them. There we go. Ooh, these look good. Come on. I'm going to cook on the other side. How was it, baby? How was it? Okay. Won't bring it out so soon. You really like it? Okay, well, later, honey. Not that. So, it passed the taste test. So they are good. So, I cooked 2. It'll be a win for me and a win for thee. But, yeah, I wait all summer for these. So, zucchini and yellow squash are usually the 2 that I plant. And I will cook zucchini up the same way too. But I was told, hey, Arkansas Whoop-Ass, hey, how you doing? So I got 2 from Arkansas now. Got Ark Wildman Survival and Arkansas Whoop-Ass. How you doing? So we're cooking up some yellow squash and frying it up. And also there was my little payday grab today. Peanut butter, Crisco's, some MacBean, 2 things of Keystone meats, 1 beef, 1 chicken. It lasts longer. Maple syrup, pure maple syrup, because when I would say the maple syrup from a telephone pole, I get the shakes afterwards. So the pure maple syrup is a better sugar, and it doesn't mess me up. Oh, there we go. Yeah, you guys should meet up. That would be awesome. Also picked up some canned veggies, peas and carrots to add to my creamy potato soup when I make it. Relish, because we'll make our own tartar sauce when we have fish, and then sea salt they had on sale. So, and I'll do that anytime they have some really good things on sale. I'll grab a hold of it. So, because I've been in the game for a while, I don't have to go and do huge amounts. Basically, just kind of keep the supply going. Either tonight or tomorrow, I'll go down to the basement and kind of look at some of the stuff I need to bring up. I think breakfast is going to be roast beef hash. I haven't had that in a while, and I need to start going through it. So, anyway, right now I'm doing a squash, the yellow squash, which I'm slicing up thin, putting in egg and milk batter, flour and seasonings, and cooking it in olive oil and butter. Let it cool down a little bit, and then we eat it. So I'll let it cool down, but that's how it comes looking out. Now, as I keep cooking it, it'll get darker and darker because I get more and more stuff in the oil and butter. The hardest part is waiting long enough for this to cool down. As Mama told me, it was delicious, but she grabbed it when it was still hot. So I'm going to leave it here a little bit longer so she don't burn her tongue. So basically, you're cooking it in olive oil and butter. Seasonings are real easy. Paprika, salt and pepper for the most part. However you want to season them. Oh, I think I can get 3 of them in here this time. You want to slice them thin so they cook quickly without burning. Here we go. Got 3 of them in there now. We're going to town. And then every now and then you gotta add a little bit more butter. So the first I just put a whole stick in there. And for the latecomers, if you've seen my post on the community page, here are the green beans I picked from the garden today. And the wife also got some onions in there. And then we'll add bacon. But everything is better with bacon. I even like the word bacon. In fact, because the beans are best when you cook them for a long time. I'll get some of that bacon rolling. All right, well here, now it's hot. Let it cool down. All right. Yep. I have a feeling they came in. Aha. I know I came into the fridge for something else besides what I grabbed. Bacon. I also need to load up on carbs. So, we'll let that cool down. And I'm going to eat one right here and let you guys know how good it is. So the beans, ready to get the bacon. I always buy from the butcher. Goes, you need to try this. And he goes, you'll never buy that pre-wrapped bacon again. So I did, and he was right. So a couple for the beans and a couple for some other things we had. So the bacon is far better. You get that store-bought stuff, and it'll cook down about that big time you're done. And this doesn't. It's better quality food. I'm also going to go in with a steer and probably a pig with a buddy of mine. So I'll have plenty of that. Let's see who I got over here. If you haven't said hello, please do. Rabbit Coyote, hey, how you doing there? Stag beer here. I've had stag beer. Must be down there. Stag beer, Texas is pretty popular. Randy, how you doing? Sam Adams. So interesting thing about Sam Adams. I used to be in the brewing industry. And Sam Adams, at the time, did not own a brewery. They did contract, and they had it brewed in the Cincinnati brewery, which was about a 2,000 barrel a year brewery. The Strolls Brewery up in Wisconsin, which is a much larger brewery, and also Genesee up in New York. So those are the ones that brewed Sam Adams Boston Lager. And when I was up in Montreal, and I was talking to the owner of Sam Adams, the guy you see in the commercial, the head brewer, I told him that I could tell which plant it came from. Because no matter how the recipe is done, each plant is going to have its own flavor on it. And he said, no way. And so he handed me a bottle and I drank it and I said, okay, that one's from Cincinnati. And the next one I sampled, I said, that one's from Strolls. And he gave me a Cincinnati one again. And then one from Genesee. And I was 100% on it. He couldn't believe it. I said, yep. I could actually tell the difference in the flavor. Oh, which enthusiast. Hello from Sweden. Hey, how you doing? Welcome. In Illinois, Central Illinois. You know, part of the Midwest, as they call it. I'm cooking up yellow squash. Basically flouring it, breading it, and then I don't know if you call it sauteing or frying or whatever, frying it in olive oil and butter. So there's the finished product. And let's try it out. Oh, that is good. MGD. Yep. My wife drinks MGD. That's the one beer she likes. Oh, that's so good. We have actually got the places we visit to start carrying it. Because Because sometimes they say, "Where are you going?" I say, "Wife wants a beer." And you don't have a beer. We got to go somewhere else. The last time I was in Missouri, by Lori, Missouri, we were staying up in the Lake of the Ozarks. The big stores didn't have the Miller Genuine Draft, but there's one liquor store did. At first, I couldn't find it, and I just went up to the guy and said, "You may have it. I just might have walked over it." He goes, "Oh yeah, we got a big display of it." And what had happened is they had boxing. There was also now a lot of black, but that was hard to find. Yeah, the problem with cooking up yellow squash is you just can't cook it fast enough. I think if I wasn't careful, I could probably cook the next squash also. Thank everybody thanks for joining in. Thanks for hitting the thumbs up button. Appreciate it. Why do you have so many hashtags? No, you maybe from Facebook you can, but YouTube gives you up to 5,000 characters. So I figured, why not use them? The whole idea is to get views so your channel can grow. Kind of the way I see it. So, they've never said anything about the hashtag. I even tried a few that were kind of risque, and boy, did it make a difference. And he goes, "I don't know how I got here." I said, "Well, I know how you got here." Go from Sweden. I follow, and that's probably where you're from. I follow the Shadow Scott Swede. I did miss his live stream Friday. It's bummed me out because I usually catch it all the time. Yeah, I can say it's related some way or another. Everything's got to do with nutrition. Nutrition is fitness. Fitness is life. Or we have life on this planet. We're not the only planet. So if they have an issue, they'll let me know. But they haven't. So basically, anything I have on there, I can pretty much correlate. We've got the military, it's veterans, a lot of science stuff, gardening stuff came from the garden. Survival, got to eat and survive. So yeah, I can pretty much justify my hashtags. There were some that I had there that I got rid of, and I may have to go look through there and see if there's some redundant ones in there. I just haven't looked at what were the big searches. $130 out there in the Mojave. Yeah. My oldest called me and it was 115 where they were yesterday. Yeah, copyright content. Yeah. And they get me on that every now and then, and I have to. Let me see. I'm missing some of the chat here. Let me scroll up here real quick. See, it's still all noise. Do I count calories? Not really. I kind of have an idea. My calorie intake is probably only from about 3,000 to 5,000 a day. Pilgrim Prepper, how you doing? Thanks for joining in. My body pretty much is going to tell me when I need to eat more. I know last week after I had that big bench on Thursday, when I went to work, I ate 4,000 calories at work. Because my body was just screaming for nutrition. Just saying, "You worked it. You need food." But the next day I didn't eat as much the next day. And there is the finished product. So I'll let it cool off here. Otherwise, you're just tempted to eat it while it's hot. So basically, the batter is just milk and eggs, the flour, and salt, pepper, and paprika, and some other ones. So you can basically spice it up any way you want. And one thing is you gotta kind of keep an eye on the butter. So vegetables are healthy. There is a lot of butter in there though. But it is looking like I can get 3 in there at the same time. So now there's a possibility that we will be able to keep up with demand. And then on the bacon, the wife wants them about half cooked. And then I'll put in the beans. And then the beans will let cook for a long time. Let me catch back up on chat here. Lake of the Old Arch, yep. We were there last summer. We had a really, really, really good time. Eating makes me end my day. I can eat all day. I've always ate this way. Been a welder, iron worker all my life. Oh, okay. My one best buddy was that. Oh, yeah, that's going to be a tough one to clean up. Well, thank you, everybody, for the thumbs up. Appreciate it. Cheers. Last time I cooked up half of the squash, and Mom was going, "What? You didn't cook it all? What's the matter, you?" So I'm going to cook it all this time. So we'll probably eat dinner later, but that's okay. Woo. There we go. So, got the fresh green beans from the garden, onions, and bacon. And I will slow cook it. All that flavor gets in there. These sampler. Probably still a little warm. You're welcome, baby. Oh, that's so good. I'll let it cool down just a little bit more. It's hard to wait that long, but I will do it. We'll catch back up in here. The cat isn't a fan. There we go. Yeah, go check in there. We go. Oh, yeah, it's going to stay in there. Oh, yeah, I got a grill in the kitchen. Yeah, a grill outside, too, cooking charcoal. All your green beans and the squash, yeah. The raccoons got to my sweet corn. They haven't messed with anything else. I do have a cat, so I might keep the rabbits away, but the raccoons, they pretty much wiped me out. I might just have to go out there about 2, 3 in the morning and have a talk with them. But usually at 2, 3 in the morning, I'm comfortable. So far, they've been doing well. Sunflowers are doing well. I probably will not plant sweet corn next year. We do have a farmer in town that grows it. And I think I'll just buy a bunch from him and then blanch it and freeze it. Still a little warm. Give it a few more minutes to cool down. It's hard waiting. Waiting is the hardest part. Yeah, I have a raccoon relocation program called the Golf Uniform November. Problem is, we live out in the country, so you got to kind of get used to it. There you go. Had to get rid of it. There you go. That's a lot. Yeah, I used to love just to go out and grab a couple ears and boil them for about 2 minutes, and I just throw a little salt on it and eat it. That was breakfast. But as soon as it's right, they get it. So I am probably going to go out there and eat this evening and see if there's any ones that are close, because see if I can get 1 or 2 ears. Yeah, he was on the deck during the winter, eating the cat food, and the cat was letting him. Like, the cat is in cahoots with him. All right. Okay. 3 more getting ready. So I better get rid of the evidence. That is so good. Let me catch up on chat here. Yeah, I was thinking about even just putting cat food out there, and maybe they'd leave my corn alone. Hey, Harvey, how we doing? Oh, I didn't even think about that because I would have caught that. So, cooking up soy shell squash. Got the egg and milk batter. Got the flour with the spices. Cooking it in olive oil and butter. Got the green beans started, fresh from the garden. Got sliced onions in there. Got bacon in there. Because everything's better with bacon. And now cooking the squash 3 at a time so I can keep up with production. And basically, we will eat the whole squash. Blanch them once to freeze on the cob and cut the rest off the freezer bags. Damn near full 5 cubic foot freezer full. Wow. Yeah, I do love sweet corn. And which is the funny thing is one of the vitamins, I'd have to go back to my notes, see what it is, but one of the things says that people who would be deficient in this vitamin is people who eat a lot of sweet corn. And I said, are you kidding me? I love sweet corn. Especially when the farmers start producing it, I could eat it all the time. But so you can freeze them on the cob too. So I think I'll do a lot of that because I do like it on the cob. But then I'll probably take some of it off there too. So, rabbit cody, when you're blanching it, you're just blanching it for a minute or two because corn don't take long to cook. So how long do you blanch it? If you don't mind sharing. Because I'll probably blanch some yellow squash probably Tuesday. Nebraska sweet corn. There you go. Yeah, well, Illinois, we cook a lot of it here too. Next year, I'll probably put up an electric fence just on the lower part. I think that'll keep the critters out. What I'll do is I'll probably in the fall I'll get it set up, and then in the spring all I need to do is put the wire on it and hook it up. I mean, they even have solar powered ones. They probably do the trick. I figure you zap those there, they'll probably go. Because corn takes a lot to grow. I mean, there's a lot of work, just to get those ears of corn. So, I mean, I'll buy the seed, but I don't know if I'll plant it next year. I'm getting excited about the potatoes. My neighbor harvested some of the potatoes already out of his garden. He said he got a big basket full of them. And I think mine are just about ready. I don't think they're going to get much bigger. The tops are starting to turn brown and lose their green color. Let me know when you're ready for more, baby. Well, that's what it looks like when it comes out. And then it kind of dries up a little bit. I'll just use the rest of the butter. Now, when I do buy butter, I buy it in quantity. I probably got about 10 pounds of it in the freezer. Hey, Jim. Thanks for stopping in. So I'm frying up some yellow squash, which is a favorite of ours. I also got green beans from the garden. going. So I picked them and gave them a quick wash, and then Mom would sit there and cut them up and chopped up an onion in there. And I just put some bacon in there and I half cooked. And now we'll let it cook for about an hour or two. And boys, it's really good that way. Wish I'd known that when I was a kid. We just boiled them. Just the beans, didn't add anything to it. That's the way I put an onion in there and then the bacon in there makes it a whole different level of dish. So this was a whole squash. Not anymore. So fairly easy. Just a couple eggs and probably about a cup of milk for the batter. And I did put some salt and pepper in the batter, even though I also put it in the flour, some paprika. And because I picked the squash young, I don't have to really worry about seeds. Now, if I let one get kind of overgrown, then what I'd probably do is I'd core out the middle and just cook the edges on it. But because I don't do that, I only have to make another batch of it. It's as easy as enough to do. And when I get the smaller pieces, I think I might be able to even do 4 at the same time here. So basically, you're just taking the flour on it, getting it coated. The egg and milk is just so the flour will stick to the squash. Yeah, I think I'll have enough. Let me see, my supervisor is out there sleeping on the deck. Banks does a lot of sleeping during the day. I think she's pretty active at night. Big bowl of rhubarb pie. There you go. Some maters before it gets dark. Right back. There you go. Got a while before it gets dark yet, but I'll make sure I've catched up on here. All the squash. I do too. If you have beer, maybe I'll just move in with you. I have beer. Yep, still cooking too. I got the beans started.
Okay, I got them ready.
Yeah, I know. I put the bacon and the bacon grease in there, and so I got like 2 more batches, and I'll be done with all that. It'll be good stuff. Let's see. 14 thumbs up. Appreciate it. Arcadio, hello to all. Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Thanks for stopping in. So we're cooking yellow squash. We're batter, flouring it, and then frying it. There's my little payday prep there. For those of you that do that, so I Skippy, 5 pounds, Crisco, 2 cans of Keystone meats, 2 cans of canned ham. I'm going to try this. I haven't tried it before, so I'll cook it with some eggs. Pure maple syrup, Heinz ketchup, 6 of these little cans of peas and carrots, because I put them in my cream of potato soup, sea salt, and some relish. So it was just like a really quick top off of some of the things Yeah, it's probably starting to run a little bit low on. And every now and then I need to go down there and start digging through all the boxes, the old stuff, and getting ready to can new. The one plant produces these type of tomatoes, which are really good for canning. And then I did buy one of the black cherry ones that they're okay. I don't think I'll buy them again. I really like cherry tomatoes, and these ripen kind of weird, but they're edible. I won't buy the plant again next year. And then I did plant a bunch of ones that are supposed to be like kind of purplish colored. Right now they're all green, and I have a big beefsteak one. I've got one big one out of it already. Oh, was it so good? Fortunately, the raccoons have pretty much are beating me to the sweet corn. We'll see how motivated I am tonight. Let's see what I got up here. Arcadio, yep. I got 3 number 10 cans of dill relish at the Dollar Tree. $12 each. The Dollar Tree has that? I didn't know that. I'll have to stop at the. So we have a Dollar Tree and we have a Dollar General. I'll have to stop at those and check it out. Heinz genuine dill relish. So this is olive. This is sweet relish. I think the wife likes dill relish too. There we go. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yep, absolutely. But I'll probably pick up some dill. I made relish out of zucchini one year. It was really good. I got the recipe from a guy up the road a piece, which means about 20 miles. And I made a couple jars of zucchini relish, and that was really good. Those are long gone. I probably need to do it again. Hopefully I remember how to do it. But I got 15 thumbs up. Appreciate that. Time to flip them over. Oh, yeah. I actually got 4 into this batch. It is so good. These are still warm, baby. And then been doing really good with cucumbers. I try to pick them no bigger than these, and otherwise, if you don't pick it today, it's twice or 3 times the size tomorrow, especially with all the rain we've been getting. And then this is usually about the size I pick the squash, and I do have one that's a little bigger on there. I left on the vine because I already picked one, and I'll pick it tomorrow. Hey, Prepper Cowboy, how you doing? I missed him. There he is. Yep. So I got 3 of these in the process. I'll have another one I'll pick tomorrow. Because tomorrow is a bench day at the gym. I'll be live streaming probably sometime between 10 or 10:30. It's usually when I get there and get set up. So we'll see how the bench goes. I did bench Friday. It went okay. I mean, I did hit 390. But I didn't have the energy, and I knew it, but you still need to go out and do that. So that's why my live stream was titled, "When Your Motivation is Zero, Just Get in the Gym and Be a Hero." So sometimes I can turn a phrase. Not all the time, but sometimes I can. Well, you have the perfect cooking heat there. That's one thing, you don't want to get the butter and oil too hot. Otherwise, you burn it and then you get an off flavor. So, that's wonderful to hear. So, we were supposed to get some really hot weather yesterday, but we had some major storms come through the area and cool everything down. And probably dumped a couple inches of rain, which my garden appreciated. The one thing I did notice when you're growing in the soil versus growing in grow bags, you have to water more often in a grow bag. I have raccoons, yeah. Yeah, bears getting your stuff. Yeah, we don't have any bears here. We got coyotes. I think I seen a bobcat this summer. And years ago, I seen a wolf. Not here, but about 60 miles from here. But it might have been passing through, and then I think I had found cougar tracks on here. Cougar or panther or puma, whatever you want to call it. They're all basically the same cat. So, but Diane Harris, welcome. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate it. Yep. So, being at 4,000 or 5,000 subscribers, I'm really astounded and happy. I never really thought I would see the channel grow like it did. It's been slow and steady, and I've been really happy with it. I see a lot of y'all on the same channels that I follow, which is cool. I've learned a lot. Picked up a lot of merchandise from watching Rudy at the Alaska Prepper. There he goes. He'll do 4 of them. Look at that. Ooh, man. Yeah, and you think this would fill you up, but it's amazing. I can pretty much almost eat the whole squash. Challenge is, do I have enough flour left? Dun-dun. We're almost done with that. Beans are going well. I tell you, nothing beats this fresh beans from the plant. During the winter, we'll eat the canned or frozen ones. But boy, this is my favorite time of the year when I can just walk out in the garden and load up. Nothing better. Only got those 3 and 2 more, and I'll be done. So some of these we'll probably save for dinner. Because those last 3 I brought Mom. She goes, "Oh, that's all I can do." I said, "I understand." 102 to 103 degrees last week. Now it's 104, 105. That's hot. Especially because where you're at, you got a lot of humidity. As my daughter's in Arizona, and it was 115 yesterday, and we went and visited her last summer when it was 115, and that was just dragon tongue beans. I think I'll do that. One year I planted some Asian ones that get really long. I mean, they curl in that, and they were good. And boy, I mean, you could pick 4 of those things, and you had your meal. And then a couple of years in a row, I just had something that would just the bean would sprout, it would leaf, and then something would, bugs would just eat the leaves. So I didn't plant beans for a while. So this year, about a third what I planted came up and survived. And like I said, went out there and picked it, had enough to eat, and probably in a couple of days from now, I'll be able to do the same. So next year, what I'll probably do is where I usually planted the corn, I'll just put more beans and then also maybe peas. Beans are good to plant in the garden anyway because the beans add nitrogen back into the soil. So they kind of help your soil health. And then all winter, I'm throwing all the food scraps into the garden. I'll till everything up. In the fall, I'll till the things up the first time it gets dry enough to do so, which is tough because we usually get a very wet spring. So a lot of times I can't plant until June. So that's why the grow bags are kind of nice because even if it is raining really heavy, when it stops raining, I can just go out there and throw a tarp and then put the soil in the grow bags. And then chip out the soil there too because I probably bought about, I'd say probably easily 50 bags of soil this year. So another thing I do when I buy stuff is I write the month and year of when I got it. I wasn't doing that before, I just started doing that. So don't worry about Best Buy dates. And remember, most of the dates you're looking at are Best Buy dates. They're not expiration dates. They're just saying after that date, the taste may not be as good. The Best Buy dates, you can do stuff far past that Best Buy date. The only thing that really is, I found pretty accurate is anything that has milk, in the liquid form. So I was buying like the condensed milk that I use in pancakes and stuff like that in larger quantities. Now I cut it back because I had to throw some of it away because I just didn't like the way it looked. Here we go. Yeah, so I just started writing the dates on it because, to be honest with you, when you turn that can and you try to read that Best Buy date, I gotta have a magnifying glass. So here it makes it a lot easier. Like I said, about once a month I go in there and I start going through the totes and seeing, okay, maybe I need to start moving this product. Maybe we need to start having that. But we haven't had spaghetti in a while. So I think we'll probably have spaghetti. Probably sometime next week. Because I have my spaghetti sauce I need to use up. Oh, good. My shell. Oh, this is good. All right. That one. So as you do more and more of it, you start getting more and more of the spices concentrating in the butter and oil. And oh my goodness, that one was so good. Casey Little Al, how you doing? And Natural, thanks for popping in. I plan to, thank you. I appreciate the encouragement. Awesome shirt that I got from Michael at the Body Beatdown. He sent me this shirt. I'm going to send him one. It's a really comfortable shirt. I really like it. I'm going to work out in it tomorrow. So, Michael, if you're still on, thank you. I really appreciate it. And if you do want his shirt, contact him. Make sure that you subscribe to him if you haven't already. The Lord and Master has now awakened. He's probably going, where's my dinner? Is that what you're saying? Where's my dinner? It's about dinner time, isn't it? All right. Come say hi to everybody. Come say hi. So here's the official Scottish fitness mascot, Binks. Now, Binks was a untamed cat, let's put it that way. For 6 years, she hung around my shed and wouldn't get within 30 feet of me. And now she demands lots of my attention. So, say hi. She doesn't like to be picked up, but she'll tolerate it from me. But she likes to hop on my lap. So, if I go outside on a chair, she'll be on my lap right away, won't you? Yes, she will. Be on my lap right away. Hop right on it. Right now, she's reminding me it's dinner time. Aren't you? You're reminding me it's dinner time. I'm going to get you some dinner. Where did I put that cup? There it is. All right. Here you're cooking and you're not feeding me. Okay, come on. Get out here. Okay. She'll eat later. She's been sleeping hard all day. Thanks for everybody for popping in here and that. I appreciate AT&T not killing my signal. 17 thumbs up. I appreciate that. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, please do. Oh yeah, Casey Little Owl. I like her videos on nutrition. She brings up some really good stuff. I'll actually be getting some more supplements on some of the stuff that she covered that I'll be adding to my daily routine. So there's a lot of stuff out there that will keep you healthy just because you're making sure you're getting all the right vitamins and minerals into your system so your body can do what your body wants to do on its own. So one thing that I did stress to my family and friends during these last couple of years is the importance of zinc, vitamin C, and then also multivitamin. And like I said, if you go back on my live streams, I did one on every vitamin that I take, and I did one on the minerals. So if you want to learn what's good about that, go to those, or follow Casey Little Owl. She does some great videos on that also. And Michael at the Body Beatdown is kind of like me, just 10 years younger than me. But he stays very active. He does a lot of things. He's kind of inspired me to kick it up to the next level. Yeah, check out her channel. She has a very good channel. And then the other channels worth mentioning, the bigger channels, which are far deserving of it, is Alaskan Prepper, Gray Man Prepping, and Giant Prepper Nation are some of the big ones I follow. And then the ones that are kind of like us youngins trying to get out there is Casey Little Owl, Jennifer Cruz for some spiritual guidance, Northern Girl Hobbies. She did a great series on the truckers rally up in Canada. Well worth checking out. Bitter Critter, Art Wild Man Survival. learn on some of the things that you can go in the forest and eat. The body beat down, obviously by Michael. And as I think of them, I'll bring them out there. There's quite a few of them that I try to catch up on when I can. Density Prepper, thank you. Yep, definitely that one too. She has some exciting stories, really does. It's time for one more of these. Mm. Mm.
I can't eat them. I'm full.
Ah,
Well, we can just keep them in the fridge and heat them up.
you're thinking there's going to be any left?
Oh, okay.
I don't know. They're so good. I hate not to eat them. Yes, and we do see each other on a lot of the same channels. They say we have a lot of beef rings out there from John's. And Mrs. Worm was probably in bed right now. She's over in England at 6 hours ahead, so he's trying to give us the Binksters, because the Binks, our mascot. And she's got my schedule down. When I come downstairs in the morning, she's right there at the door. Feed me, Seymour, feed me. And then when I come home at work, she's at the deck waiting for me. And they're pretty much all she wants is just, thanks everybody for joining on Sunday, spending your time with me and Nat. I hope you enjoyed the cooking content, Nat. It's gonna be a while before probably gonna be about another half hour or so before I start the dinner. So if I can keep myself from eating the rest of these, I will try doing that. The chances are I'm probably going to eat them all. And then we'll have the beans, and I gotta do something with the potatoes. Thinking I might make some potato fries. So basically there I just slice the potatoes up in fries. I cook them in Crisco and olive oil. And you fry them, you pull them out, you let them dry off, you put them in and fry them a second time, and that's how they get crispy. These are appetizers, and they are really good appetizers. You know, if I didn't work today, we probably would have been eating some sort of vegetable from the garden all day. For those that were not in earlier, what I do with the cucumbers, I put them here. I got 3 of them there sliced up. Well, 2 and a half now. I ate half of them. And it's just half and half water, white vinegar, sugar, and dill and celery seed. I mix in there. And then I've canned a bunch of these up. And you keep them in the fridge. All right. And what I do, I just repurpose jars. So those are from the garden. So this week I canned 7 of these up. And we'll eat these when the cucumbers stop producing. I will probably can a couple more. But I only got so much room. Every time I pickled, I just was not happy with the results. The pickles were really saggy. I couldn't really get crunchy ones. Then I tried some different things. I had somewhat of success last year with it, but nothing to make me excited about it. This is easy, tasteful. and I eat them all the time. So, yellow squash. You can do this with zucchini too. That is so good. Oh my goodness. You know, it takes time, but it's worth it. You know, one thing I realize when I do my breakfast chats, you know, it might take me a good 40 minutes to cook breakfast. Because of starting from scratch and all the different things we put in there. But it's worth every minute. So the sad part is I'm cooking my last squash. All right. After these, just joining in. This is what I'm going to do is try to just tilt this down a little bit. So those are the green beans. Got bacon in there, onions, and the green beans. Business Guys Fitness did most of the prep work. I did the picking and a quick wash. And I added the bacon. But it is her recipe, and it's very good recipe. Now, everybody, thanks for joining in. 17 thumbs up. I appreciate it. Spread the word, all that other good stuff. Remember, be happy, enjoy life. All the chaos that's going on in the world, you just need to sit there and take things easy. Let's see if I got to move my. I'm trying to do my goodbyes. Signal. Okay, I'm back. Well, I'm making my goodbye on Sunday. Rest, nutrition, and proper exercise form, well-being, which will also improve your mind, body, and immune. Do a video on making the fries and shoot you a snapshot of that. That's chatting with you. Awesome. And the Sunday, everybody have a blessed day. Everybody enjoy John's Prepper Nation channel.